I'm Matt Vanacoro from Ask.Audio, and I am having a great time checking out the Touché. The Touché is an expression controller that's compatible with virtual instruments on your computer, hardware synthesizers, anything MIDI, and even CV input devices. It's a pretty amazing controller that allows you to get a lot of different dimensions of touch and really alter your sound. One of the things I like about it is that you don't have to sacrifice your keyboard skills in order to use it. So if you have a lot of these alternative controllers where sometimes you have to learn a whole new method of playing, the Touché just uses one hand to amplify what you're doing on your traditional piano, unless of course you're using it straight up as a MIDI control source and you're going to control some modular synth stuff or something like that. But it's really cool. It really kind of melds the the union of an alternative controller and your traditional controller. So plays really nice with both. If you take a look, basically you can play some notes and touch the Touché in a number of different ways. So it's touch sensitive in that you can push pressure on the top or bottom. You can slide it from side to side, but you can use any combination of that as well. So you can push the top and bottom at once. So you can get all those dimensions of touch to really, really alter your sound and see what comes out of it. So you got 4 dimensions of pressure and some great sounds that are mapped with it already, or you can use it to work with the sounds you already have. So I'd like to just show you the Lié software that it comes with. So it comes with Lié, which is a hosting software. So basically it's the control scheme that allows you to map what is happening when you touch the top part, the bottom part, or when you go from side to side. Now, as you can see, they use some nice natural language words, but you can also map it to MIDI channels if you don't want to use that. So anything that you can automate with your host, you can control with Lié. So I've got a whole bunch of sounds here. And it's cool that even a sound like this, which is pretty percussive, that goes away, it's a plucked sound, you can make it last longer by integrating the vibrato, because it's not really just doing vibrato. You can control multiple things at once with any of these dimensions of touch. You can even scale the velocity separately. So you can scale different dimensions to have different velocity as they're controlling different things. It's pretty amazing. The sound set that it comes with, so this Lié software can host other plugins. Now it ships with UVI Workstation with a whole bunch of really great sounds. As you see, I'll open it up. It's a customized sound set within UVI Workstation that's running. So if you're already familiar with UVI or Falcon, you'll be pretty happy here. Now you can also load up your own stuff. So I can click on this plugin, you'll see all my different plugins that I have installed on my system. So I've got this AU host that will host all these different VST versions of the plugins. So even if I want to use a third-party plugin like Omnisphere, you can. So I've got Omnisphere hosted in there right there. I can open up the instrument view. And as you see, as I start to touch some things, I already have some stuff mapped in Omnisphere. So if you take a look at that cutoff knob, or if you take a look at the hard sync, and it's very responsive. I mean, you can almost play Touché like a percussion instrument. So it's really expressive and incredibly responsive. I mean, the slightest touch on it can really alter your sound. And from within here, you've got this speed mapping interface where anything that you want, so if I want to, alter my modulation source, as long as I go ahead and decide to, let that be published to Lié, or really published to the rest of the world, once I've got that, I can go ahead and tap speed mapping, and as soon as you touch it, it'll get mapped to the next available slot. So I would set up my slot first and then go ahead and map it. It's really great. It allows you to just quickly map anything. And as you can see, I've even got hardware mappings here. So if I open up the Arturia Matrix Brute preset, I can go ahead and hook this up via MIDI instead of using the USB connection. And they've already pre-configured all the various parameters that you might want to modulate within the Matrix Brute. So I have that for, Korg Mini Log, the Korg Kronos, just so many different hardware keyboards. And of course, you could just send MIDI CC, so you could configure it with any keyboard. It's just nice that they've already done a little bit of the legwork for you. So instead of having to remember, all right, let me map this CC to, filter cutoff, and then I'll send this to that CC. You don't have to do any of that. If it's a keyboard that's already been mapped, which there's a lot of keyboards that have already been mapped, you can just go ahead and call it up, and there you go. I can alter the VCO2 sub-level or the mixer level, anything. So Touché is a really advanced instrument with clearly a lot of legwork already done on the back end. So that's one of the things I like about it. Sometimes with some of these alternative controllers, they'll throw it out there and just say, here you go, good luck, MIDI, have fun. But in this case, they've already pre-mapped so much stuff for so many common keyboards that you might be using with it that it really makes it a joy to play, because you don't have to spend so much time configuring it. It works pretty well right out of the box. So 2 thumbs up on the Lie. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth checking out, and you can get really expressive if you're doing synth stuff, or even if you're just using a traditional instrument like a violin and you want to add vibrato that's a little bit more expressive than just using your pitch wheel. I highly recommend it. It's worth checking out.